Hey guys, I'm not sure what time it is. My car's off because it was toasty. I'm sitting here waiting for a DoorDash order. I'm out doing DoorDash and I'm sitting here waiting for a DoorDash order, and so it got super toasty, and so I turned the car off, and now it's kind of getting chilly. My feet are getting cold, so I'm gonna have to turn the car back on, I think. I've been sitting here waiting for, I got out here at 11, like a quarter till 12. I'm in Arvada. They're offering like $5. I think it was a $7 incentive, so $7 in addition to the normal order, which is amazing. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get out there. So said it was busy. It's the lunch rush right now, and I haven't had an order yet, but I'm not gonna freak out about it. I brought my new tarot cards that Connie gave me and the book that came with it. This is the book. It's an amazing book. It's beautiful. And it's so cool. It's such a cool book. This is my binaural beads. It's binaural beads for manifesting success. So we'll see how that goes. I did have like a phone interview with a lady who's very interested, so that's cool. The position wouldn't start. It wouldn't start until like February 1st, but that's okay. I'll just continue doing DoorDash for a month until that starts. Whatever. That's cool. I'm good with that. But I was kind of fretting about the fact that I have not had one order since I got out here, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to fret about that. I'm just not going to fret about it. I'm just going to sit here and do my thing and look at my new cards and get to know them. And so, yesterday I was talking to Kayla about the cards, or about, tarot in general. And I asked her, I said, what do you think? Do you think that it would be okay if I just pulled the court cards from the deck and worked with those? And she said, absolutely. I mean, it's your practice. Only you can set rules on your practice. And if that's what you want to do, then that's what you do. She said, maybe one day if you do a tarot reading for somebody, you'll feel pulled to just do the court cards, and you'll tell them, okay, yeah, we're going to do this reading, but we're just going to use the court cards. Hey, you like my new scarf? This scarf, Kelly gave it to me for Christmas. I think it's adorable. I love it. I love the black and ecru checkers. But anyways, so I pulled the court cards from the deck. Sorry guys. I pulled the court cards from the deck. And they're not, so in the court cards of a traditional tarot deck, it is the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. And in this, it is the child, the woman, the man, and the sage, except it actually is the child, the man, the woman, and the sage. And it's said that the man represents both the king and the knight. And so then the child would be the page, the woman would be the queen, the man would be the knight or the king, and then the sage would be something that is not in the traditional tarot deck. It would be like a sage, like a wise elder type of thing, like recognizing. And what it's telling me, this book is telling me, it's beautiful. It's telling me that the royalty cards, the court cards, and the tarot, or in this deck, represent family. So it's like the child, the mom, the dad, and the grandparent. And so it's kind of cool because it's paying homage to that grandparent figure in your life, or within you, because all of these exist within you. The child, the woman, the man, and that wiser being, that wiser entity known as a grandparent or a sage. And so it's kind of cool. I've kind of, like I said, I pulled just the court cards from the deck, and it's not a huge, I can't do it because my thumb hurts so bad. it's not a huge stack, but it is, you know, it's I think it's enough to like take a bite of, and I think it's gonna be fun. So I'm just gonna start working with just the court cards and see how that goes, and just get to know the court cards. And I'm kind of excited. I think it'll be fun. But you know, it was cool. I woke up this morning and I meditated, and it was an awesome meditation, because I was just like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna meditate on what I think, or what, you know, my higher self or subconscious wants my next video to be about. And so I meditated, and it was a lovely meditation, you know. And in the end of the meditation, I just laid there and I imagined good things for people I love, you know, people near and far that matter to me. I imagine good things for them, you know. I you know, my visualization is that I am like in this lush, beautiful, fertile valley in a meadow where there's a brook that runs through, and my higher self is there, you know, and she's sitting back against a tree, and my head is resting in her lap, and she's like combing her fingers through my hair, and just kind of like, and we're just kind of like talking back and forth, and you know, and I don't know. I feel like it's a lovely thing. I like that visualization. So, but you know, and she just kind of was like, how about you start working with that deck and go from there, and maybe kind of do a video based off of that. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a video based off of that, and I think it'll I think the whole like I don't know, just working with the court cards for right now will be a good thing. I think that, you know, like I said, it's going to give me an opportunity to get to know those cards intimately. And I plan on doing the same thing with the other cards. I think, you know, I will, you know, once I have gotten familiar and comfortable and familiar, basically, you know, and familiar, what a strange word. It's because it's like familial, you know, so familiar. When you say familiar, it's kind of like there is an unimplied intimacy that goes along with the word. And I'm not talking intimacy like in the form of like a romance, but you know, I mean, you have a certain intimacy with like even your children and your parents and your siblings. There's like an intimacy that is above and beyond the intimacy of like passion and lust. Like the intimacy that most often is talked about is a romantic intimacy. And I don't mean like that. I mean like a knowing, you know, like an intimate understanding of this person that you are familiar with. So I think that when you say the word familiar, there is that connotation that there is that intimacy, that knowing, that deep knowing. So when I become familiar, when I have this deep knowing with the court cards, then I'm going to go ahead and incorporate them back into their suits. And then I think I'm going to work with each suit individually. So like the suit of cups, the suit of wands, the suit of crystals, which would be swords in a traditional deck, and then the suit of worlds, which would be pentacles or discs in a traditional deck. And going to work with those individually also until I have the same intimacy, familiarity, knowing, deep knowing that I have with the court cards. So I'm excited. It's going to be a fun journey. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty positive about the day. The meditation was amazing. It was an amazing meditation, you know, and I feel like the, you know, and like I said, when her and I had discussed what we wanted the video to be about, I she was like, stay with me a little bit longer. Just stay with me a little bit longer. Keep your head resting here and just stay with me. And then, I thought of somebody that, I don't know why, but I thought about this person, and I feel like this person, I feel like she needs some love today. And so I sent this person love, and I imagined having a conversation with another person that knows the same person. And this person was telling me, oh, you know what, she's doing amazingly, and we're so proud of her accomplishments. And it's and I felt it. I felt the joy from that person that I was talking to. And I was like, okay, I don't know, it's a good thing. And so then I went on and I imagined, Christmas next year with my family, with my, my kids and their babies, and the joy that we will have. And, the fact that they're all going to be a year older, and we're all going to be a year wiser, and we're going to be okay, and we're going to be happy and joyful and together. And and I felt that, and I feel like, that's what it is. You find yourself in those states around those people that you love, and you feel that you feel that exquisite joy of being with those ones you love in a joyful situation, and you feel it, and you let yourself stay there. And then you just move away from it. And then I went on to but I did that, and I moved away from, I bid her goodbye, and we embraced, and she kissed my forehead, and we expressed love for one another. And then, I moved back from the valley through the forest that I go through to get to the valley. And, and then I come out of the meditation. But, it was when I was meditating, there's also, when I meditate, it's very much also a very healing process, because I also go through different things that I'm struggling with, and so, there is this injured part of my psyche, I guess, or deep down there is this, and I feel like it's a chasm, this black, dark chasm. And she had me dwell on that. She had me dwell on that chasm, and she asked me what things were filling it. And, I told her regret, sorrow, hurt, abandonment, neglect. And she had me dwell on each of those things. And, the hurt didn't, the only thing that really, the only thing that I really felt was the abandonment. And I just felt it. I just allowed myself to feel it and deal with the fact that everybody, we're all gonna be abandoned. And everything, all things are transitory. The only thing that is not transitory in this physical realm is our evolution. That's something that's constant. That's something that we can count on and cling to. But as far as relationships with anybody, those are all transitory. And when a person dies, there is a certain, I feel like people feel a certain abandonment when they lose somebody through death. But abandonment is something that we can count on as well, and know that regardless of that abandonment, we are going to be okay, and we are going to come out of it and persevere and move forward and know that there will always also be love and, camaraderie and partnership. But know that, it's transitory, and there will be that feeling of abandonment. And even though you feel abandoned, it's not gonna kill you. You're gonna be okay. And in that, it was a very healing thing. I don't know if I was able to let it go, but I felt like that chasm, it had like a visual image of this chasm. I felt like it was just a little bit smaller. I feel like there was healing. I feel like I'm healing, and it's a pretty crazy thing. I don't know. I didn't think I would ever get to this point. I mean, if you guys saw me like 5 years ago, you would not even recognize me. If you saw me 7 years, if you saw me even 3 years ago, you would not recognize me. I was a completely different person. I was a nasty, gross, mean person. This grossness, it would just like seep from my pores. I was miserable. And I just wanted to surround myself with people who were as miserable as me. And for some reason, somehow or the other, I realized, I think it was the advent of becoming a grandma. I realized I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to be the best person I could for my grandkids. And, and in that, I found the self-worth to know that I needed to heal and heal completely. And what a freaking journey, man. And I'm like not anywhere near being done with the whole process, but I think that, I'm closer, I'm getting closer, and I'm getting closer daily. And I know that the person I'm becoming is a good person. And deep down, I've always been that person. And I think that that's something that we have to realize to be able to continue reaching for that person. And that's what I'm doing. And that small self, I feel like that small self is really kicking, and I think that's what it was doing yesterday. And I feel like it knows. I feel like it knows now that it's kind of beaten. It's like shit. She's figured it out. And and I feel like it's kind of a Gollum situation. Poor Gollum. Gollum's like, but I just want my precious, them damn hobbitses. It's like, we hates this, but what are you gonna do? I don't know. I think that I'm doing okay, and I think that I'm just gonna let go of my attachment to whether or not I get any orders today. If I don't, I know that I'm gonna be taken care of. And so in that, I'm not gonna fret. And I feel like I want to take, and that's another thing, is I want to set out each day with the intent of touching other people's lives in such a way that they will be happy because of our interaction. I want to go out in the world and love the best way that I can. That's what I want my intent to be, is to go out in the world and love the best way that I can. So that's my plan. And I'm going to end this now because it's almost 20 minutes and I don't want to go on and on and on and become redundant. So, but you guys, I love you, and know that somebody who doesn't even know you, some stranger in a Walmart parking lot waiting for a DoorDash order, loves you so much. And you guys have a good day, and don't forget to live abundantly.